Hello there. This weekend's song follows on from the last one, really. Last Sunday would have been my dad's 103rd birthday. Today is Saturday, the 6th of June, 2020. Exactly 20 years ago today, the 6th of June 2000, my dad died in Redditch Hospital. Mum and Paul and Ian and I were there with him when he breathed his last. In the years which followed, we realised that Mum was rereading the airmail letters that Dad sent to her when he was stationed overseas during, well, this country and overseas, during the Second World War. As I mentioned last week, he was in the RAF. And she took to carrying this pile of letters around with her and reading them, thumbing them over and over again. Now, being a sort of a bit of a hoarder myself, as were my parents, frankly, but particularly collectible things and historical things, I was really bothered that these letters were going to get torn or lost. She would sometimes have them down the side of the chair where she was sitting. She had a walker which she used to carry her tea in from the kitchen to the living room, and she'd often have the letters in there as well, so inevitably they got a bit tea stained, and I kept trying to protect them, and it probably was ages later that I realised that for Mum, touching those letters which Dad had written to her was the important thing. I think she probably also heard his voice from way back, a time when he'd been taken away from her, but she longed for him to come back, to be reunited. And perhaps she was looking forward to a time when they might be reunited again. I had the great privilege of being with Mum when she died. She lived for just a few days in a nursing home up the road here in Bewdley, having lived all her life in Bromsgrove. We didn't know how long she'd be in the nursing home. We were prepared for it to be weeks, months, even years. As it was, she was only there for a few days. And the final day, she'd not been conscious for a couple of days or so, and the morning was actually Ben's birthday, 12th of October 2008. And I went in really just expecting her to be the same as she had been for several days. Just touched her arm. I said, "Hello, Mum," and she opened her eyes, bright as anything, and said, "Oh, hello, love." My emotional roller coaster at this point was going like this, and anyone who's been in this situation where a loved one is coming to the end of their life, and yet you find this sort of 1 minute they're just about to go, and then they seem to rally, and it's really hard. And working now as I do in a hospice where we have patients coming to the end of their lives, it's a number of people have experienced the same. Anyway, I showed Mum a picture of Dad, one that she always had, and I just said, "You're going to be together again soon," and she smiled. I'm here in the kitchen because recordings can be pretty good in the kitchen. It's also the obvious place to sing a song about my mother. And the family will appreciate the fact that we still have a People's Friend tea towel. This is from 2005. Mum used to give us a People's Friend tea towel for Christmas every year, and we still got this one, which is actually in quite good nick. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, you might need a tissue. Some people have found that they have when listening to this song. When her love breathed his last, she reached for the letters he'd written to her years before. Years when a conflict divided the world, took him so far from her door. No sight, no sound, but somehow those pages felt like the touch of his hand. In tears she'd imagine his ship would return, bringing him back to this land. What kept you so long? Said I would meet you. It feels like I've waited for years. Sweetheart, what kept you so long? Oh, sweetheart, what kept you so long? In an old photograph, the young man stood smiling, resting his arm on a gate. Green fields beckoned to them to walk and caress. That night she'd had to work late. She ran down the lane and into his arms. Excuses ran through her head. Just 2 minutes early, he tried not to laugh. Teasing her gently, he said, "What kept you so long? I said I would meet you. It feels like I've waited for years. Sweetheart, what kept you so long? Oh, sweetheart, what kept you so long?" She carried those letters wherever she went. I couldn't see then what the touch of them meant. Dirty from handling and worn at the fold, she met him again in the stories they told. After 8 lonely years, the photograph faded, the letters tea-stained and torn. A quiet Sunday night, her journey complete. In silence I watched for the dawn. She dreamed that a young man still stood by the gate and smiled as she went on her way. Was it the wind or this song in my head? I thought that I heard his voice say, "What kept you so long? I said I would meet you. It feels like I've waited for years. Sweetheart, what kept you so long? Oh, sweetheart, what kept you so long? What kept you so long? I said I would meet you. It feels like I've waited for years. Sweetheart, what kept you so long? Oh, sweetheart, what kept you so long? Sweetheart, what kept you so long? Oh, sweetheart, what kept you so long? Thanks very much for listening.